Hi everyone, welcome back. So once you have your blog topic and your niche, you need a name for it. And I would really let your niche be your guide, okay? Because your niche is really about who your audience is, right? And the more you can direct your title, and you might need a subtitle, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The more you can make it really explicit in your title who the blog is for, the better off you will be, because it'll be really clear in a search results page on like Google that like your blog is actually what somebody really wants. Now, I have a lot of tools here for you to use. Some of this is just inspirational, some of these are formulas, and some of these are actual generators. Like the name combining tool is pretty hilarious actually. If you search it, if you put in like let's just say you want to do cooking and you want to do like cooking like on a budget. It'll come up with like crazy, it'll combine it like budge cook or cook budge. So it's kind of funny, but sometimes actually one of my students last term did actually get a good title for her blog using the name combiner tool. So it's definitely worth it giving it a shot. So I do want you to use at least, experiment with at least, three of these resources. Use one blog generator, but you also want to use some of the techniques to really brainstorm and come up with your own. When I say 2 to 3 titles, 5 to 10 is really better, because the more you kind of keep writing them out, the better it gets. But at the minimum is come up with 2 or 3, use a blog generator, but then come up with something on your own as well, and then let me know which of these formulas perhaps you used. So let's look at a few of those formulas. So here are some techniques that you can use to name your blog. And these really work, a lot of these. Use alliteration. I love alliteration. Adopt a popular saying, use a pun, combine 2 concepts, do a keyword plus hacks. So it's really worth it to go through and look at some of the examples here. Let's look at the, combine 2 concepts into 1 word can often be really effective. Like this one, frugal woods, living in the woods on a budget. So what's good about this as a title is it's really clear who the audience is and what the benefit is. Right? Because if you want to live in the woods or you don't, and then if you want to live cheaply or you want to get a fancy cabin, so clearly you know who you are, right? Yoga in heels. This definitely gives us a sense that it's going to be about fitness and fashion, barefoot blonde, lifestyle. This to me doesn't necessarily, I guess I kind of think this means travel. I thought for me this kind of meant lifestyle and maybe adventure. That could go either way. But like copy blogger and pro blogger, I use both of these, and they combine copywriting and blog and pro and blog. So as you can see, there really are a lot of ways to combine to come up with a name. Another one of the methods in this that I like is the one where you just say it be purely descriptive. Okay, like so digital photography school. Wholesome cook, right? Ramblings of a confused 20-something. Blogging basics. So this is just it is what it is. And a simple descriptive title for your blog is better than something that is like some kind of term that's like really doesn't resonate with your audience immediately, or it's so like it's such an insider term and that people aren't going to know what it means, and you might be shutting out people who might be interested. So take a look at some of these strategies. I do want you to use a generator, but I do want you to try to come up with some titles on your own. Tell me which of the resources you use to do that. And like there's a lot of, so you can use this tool to find some of the name generators. The name combiner tool is some of these are actually will come up with some pretty funny things, but they actually will come up with some usable things for you. But let's look at some blogs and their titles and their subtitles. So here I put Pinch of Yum, which is another blog that I like, just into Google just to show you how it pops up. So we have Pinch of Yum, so we understand that this is a food blog, but then they have a food blog with simple and tasty recipes. So this is where they're giving a little bit more information, because even though we get that it's a food, we don't really know like exactly like is it going to be recipes, because we're not sure. But they come out and they say that in the subtitle. So the subtitle which appears on the search page, okay, to give potential, searchers or readers more information to say, hey, maybe I want to click on this, because they don't actually have the blog subtitle on the blog. But it's pretty clear once you're on the blog that it is recipes, because they have about and recipes and shop, and we can see that they have all of that here. So that, I think, is it's an effective title. It's a little vague, so I think it's good that the subtitle appears on the search results page. They could have it under here too, but again, why say, a blog of recipes when they already have the recipes right here? So the value of a subtitle can be on the blog itself, or it could be just in the search results. Same thing for Smitten Kitchen, right? The main title on the blog is Smitten Kitchen, and then it is Fearless Cooking from a Tiny New York City Kitchen. And that really gives us an idea of what it's going to be about. And so it's good to have it pop up here on this in this URL description, so that way we know if we're not familiar with it, it gives us a little bit more information and might make it a little bit more likely that we click on it. Right. So obviously once we're here, right, Smitten Kitchen, we know it's recipes. So there's no, really, she dropped the subtitle out of her main blog header. But let's look at a few where they have it in the blog header because it helps and they need it. So here's a blog, and it's called Uncornered Market. I found this just through doing a top travel blogs. And then it has here Travel Wide, Live Deep. That's a bit of a subtitle. And that really does give us more information about what this is, because Uncornered Market really could mean a lot of different things. So they really do need that Travel Wide, Live Deep, or we're not going to understand that it's even a travel blog at all. So if you have an eponymous blog, meaning if you're naming it after yourself, which is what eponymous means, you really are going to need to have some kind of reading line here. Like, so she has, I am Aileen, okay. Hi, Aileen. But she has award-winning lifestyle and travel blog. So, okay, at least we know what it is. So that helps. But we really would need to have, I am Aileen. Nobody's going to be searching that. That's why it's really good to have the lifestyle and travel blog as part of the title to come out to help with the search results. Here's a clever title that I think actually works, which is Leave Me Alone. And then the subtitle is All Things, All Things Plant and whatever. Okay, right here, this is called the opt-in. This is where if you have a blog or a website, they want your email address. So a lot of the times they will give you like a free report or something in exchange. And that's actually how I get a lot of resources for this course, but let's just say no. So it is Leave Me Alone, All Things Plants, Care, and Tips. So it just gives you a little bit more information about what it's about. Now, you don't have to have a subtitle. If the title of your blog is really clear and we get it, that's fine. You might just want to have a subtitle, again, so that it'll come up in your search results, but you don't have to actually have it show on your blog. Okay, so I am really looking forward to helping you guys brainstorm on your blog titles for your blogs, and it's okay if it takes a while. So the other thing that I wanted to explain is that, see up here we have, obviously this is the URL, this is the domain name, so leavemealone.com, and it matches Leave Me Alone. For your blogs, because we're using the free version of WordPress, your blog URL is not going to be nice like this. It's probably going to be they're probably going to stick something in it like family, or they'll just put something in it to really try, and I think they're really just trying to get you to buy a domain name. So don't worry about what your URL is. You can change that at any time. So obviously if you came up with, oh, Leave Me Alone, I love that, I'm going to go get the domain name. You can certainly do that, but you could certainly just start this blog by having it called, Susan McGee Plant Blog. Just so this URL part is temporary, is what I'm trying to say here. don't get too wound up about it when you go to set up your free account. It doesn't really matter. If you were really going to launch your blog, you would have to get your own domain, so it would be, so you wouldn't have WordPress.com at the end of it. So focus more on your actual blog title. Don't worry about the URL, because the URL can just be your name. It can be anything. And again, you can change it at any time. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. And again, I'm really excited to help you guys think of titles for your blogs.